Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Um, Decided to get a slightly early start to my morning, start to my day, and figured I'd continue jumping to Colonia. Wasn't going to stream, and I said, "What the hell? Why not?" And I realized my kids will be up if we can make it to Colonia before my kids get up. Fat chance in hell of that happening, but you never know. Could. We're about 115 jumps away. Not too bad. We made good progress last night. After our Thursday night romp in No Man's Sky with T. Or 16 this game. Yeah, I knew I should have just did one more jump last night. But right now the goal is just to jump. Um, I believe I have enough exploration data to finish up Elite exploration. If we do, it'll mean we'll have Elite in 50 hours. 50 and a half hours. Which isn't bad. Of course, you make one long trip. That's what happens.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. System scan complete.
That's what everybody
Fuel
wants to see.
scooping.
That is what everybody wants to see.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Just so you know, there's not a chance in hell I'm making it to Colonia before my kids get up because 5:13 a.m. Eastern time right now, and they usually get up around 6:30. But maybe I'll be able to squeeze it all in before my wife starts getting frustrated. Got a chance in hell that happening too, but we'll see. Colonia is roughly the second of a third of three parts of our trip.
Fuel
We
scooping.
started out at from Ix in the bubble, Federation aligned system. We went to Black Treasure Black Hole. Then
Fuel scoop disengaged.
we went to Black and Green Black Hole. Then we went to the Great Annihilator. We went to Sagittarius A. And now we're headed to Colonia. From Colonia, the plan is to go to the Bubble Nebula. And then from the Bubble Nebula, hit Beetlejuice just because my kids are huge fans. of Beetlejuice in real life. Um, and then the plans to get back to the bubble. Well, I mean, technically Beetlejuice. I guess it is out of the bubble, but the bubble's really expanded, in my opinion. A lot of opinions about that. A lot of opinions about how the devs have done this game. But I don't agree with most of them. Like people get way too worked up about stupid shit. Down here, at this thing. I know I promised that I wasn't gonna do, but that was last night. No. I feel bad about not mapping, because I'm part of a squadron that, you know, exploration is their thing. I mean, they complain about everything else, so exploration is the thing. And of course, the fact that I'm actually going back to the bubble probably that's their. They seem like cool folk.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Oh, this copy right there. But yeah. Got a lot of cool things coming up. We got the Final Fantasy VII remake. I was one of those dumbasses who were copy because Final
Surface
Fantasy.
scan complete.
Um, and so I'm not gonna get my uh, next Tuesday, I believe. I don't know if I'm actually gonna start that right away. Like I really don't know. Start it right away.
Frame shift drive charging.
Got too much stuff. I probably will. I probably will. The thing is, like, I was thinking about, oh, I could do like.
4, 3, 2, 1.
You know, like I could do like one day a week. Like we're doing Elite Dangerous. Have what we're supposed to be doing with Destiny right now.
Fuel scooping.
The problem is Final Fantasy VII is you're gonna get started and you're not gonna wanna stop. And so kind of
Fuel scoop disengaged.
difficult, you know. I know what's gonna happen, right? It's gonna tell me to get EDSM's gonna tell me to get it. I really should. Yep, see, right there.
System scan complete.
I'm gonna go two of them being not that one. Go for All right, last one. Here's one jump. I really do want to make it. So. So in right at 50 hours, we've jumped almost 42,000 light years. Pretty cool. We've gone a maximum distance from Solar's 26,000 light years. According to EDSM, we've discovered almost 500. Like the first time. That's obviously not completely accurate because console, especially PS4, I'm assuming Xbox too, because a lot of people didn't report to EDSM. And there was no plugin. Oh, apparently, like I've been reading some stuff about some of these plugins. Somehow that it's possible to use some of these plugins. Maybe if you patch your computer, I don't know. All this stuff out there. Oh yeah. But hopefully, um, that would be really cool if there's a way for do it easily. I mean, right now I do it with no effort at all. Every time I fly into a system, it updates to the system. The thing is, I played on PS4 before I started playing on PS. Very recent, by the way. Didn't notice the 50 hours in the game. And I tried to fiddle with EDSM and Anara and all that stuff. I just couldn't. It was more of a chore. And I always thought it'd be cool to get my data up there. Like I tried to submit stuff to EDSM, but I found some systems that wasn't in there. Oh my god, what a pain in the ass that was. And I gave up. But with this thing, plugins, it makes it a lot easier, obviously. And it really makes you feel like you're doing something. At least it does to me. I mean, I might be a little nerdy, right? I might be a little nerd. Cool, little nerd. But it makes me feel like I'm actually doing accomplishing something. Even if I'm not the first person to discover it in game, the first person to map it in, or the first person to do them, I still feel like I'm accomplishing. Kind of cool. Granted, you don't get the credit bonuses, right? But it's the idea behind it. It's the idea behind cataloging, um, and discovering things. It's the same way in real life if you think about it. Like there's people who discover things for the first time, get the ultimate, get the initial credit for it, but then there's people who actually go in and record it, quantify the data, etc. Who also get some kind of credit for it somewhere. And that's kind of how this game works too. You go in there, get it first, you get back to a station, you're going to get those credits. This is what, in the long term, a lot of people care about. But there are people out there who care about having their name on it in game. And if they can't have it in game, to have it on a website somewhere that nobody's going to probably check and be like, "Oh, Jay-Z Gaming" or whatever. And I think that's really cool. And it'd be really cool if the console folks could get that easily, or with a lot less hassle somehow. But chances are, maybe with the next generation. In fact, I'm saying next gen again. Feels like it's yesterday when the PS4 and Xbox were. But with the Xbox Series and then the PS5, be interesting to see. Again, I don't know. I'll probably get one. Just because. Just because. Which ironically means I could probably get rid of my, which I don't use at all. If my wife heard me say that, she'd be, "Oh, you should just sell it." But not sure. I'm streaming PS4, but I don't play PS4. But I will be at some point because of Final
Surface
Fantasy
scanned
remake.
by 50%.
Um,
Surface scan complete.
um, right, that puts us around 80 mil. That puts us around 80 mil. I was calculating that we were going to need about 65 to 70
Drive
for
charging.
elite and exploration, and so that should get it to us.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I just love exploration. Um,
System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
I hear my kids thunder down the stairs. I estimate within the hour, but probably 45 minutes.
Fuel scoop.
With some of my kids. I have 3 boys who wake up at the same time. In the ages of 2 and 5.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
It's always an adventure. And then the baby will wake up probably shortly after. My older kids, they kind of just sleep in.
4, 3, 2, 1.
But usually when I leave for work in the morning, around 6:50 a.m. But I live literally right around the corner. Father-in-law's business. My 4 youngest are up, while my 3 oldest are.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four,
So I also put us.
2, 1. Engage.
We over 300 million credits. Nice. I don't. That's the other thing I'm debating. Like, do I really need to buy another ship?
Fuel scooping.
I mean, my ego's already over. My ego's already over the must-have this because I've gotten most of this. I've played with most of this before, so it's not like I haven't experienced the cutter. I haven't experienced the Corvette, etc. Or the Anaconda that can fly forever and fly far. I took an Anaconda to Beagle Point in the treehouse on PS4,
Drive charging.
and so I think about, think about
Drive charging.
in this game I want to be more efficient, which means I really should starting it. I actually have to start it, start the process. Probably do it. I can do it when we get back. Obviously, it won't really take. It'll take one session. Should take one session. But I really, I mean, I really don't know. I mean, we should probably make a mining ship. And
Fuel scoping.
I really want to check this. I know, I promised I keep jumping to Colonia. We have enough data. Finish off Elite and Exploration. If not, we're gonna be really, really close. It's really gonna piss me off because
Fuel scoop.
I want to hit Colonia, then we're gonna head toward the Bubble Nebula.
Frameshift drive charging.
There are stations in between, so we might get hit if we're like 2% off. We can stop at a station in between. But not bad for one trip. Not bad for just starting out roughly 50 hours ago on PC. I'm sure people have done it a lot faster, but makes me feel a little good. Makes me feel good because I remember on PS4 it felt like it took forever. But in a trip like this, and exploration way back then, this was 2 years ago, was such a pain and so tedious because you actually had to manually scan every system, blah blah blah. Plus, you know, I don't have EDSM telling me, oh yeah, you should go map that planet, map that planet, map that planet. So it's a lot more tedious. Um, it felt like it took forever. I mean, I'd go back and watch my streams, but it's just me jumping. It's really boring, kind of like this. So anybody who is watching, I really appreciate it. For having the stream up, whatever. Um, really appreciate it.
4, 3, 2.
But when it comes to ships, like I really don't know. I know I'm going back and forth between Elite and Exploration ships. Like I really don't know. So, you know, mining's definitely going to be something we're going to want to do. Just for credits.
System scan complete.
But I don't know, like, if there's really anything that I particularly want to buy ship-wise. Other than a ship for mining.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
We could do the Anaconda,
Drive charging.
but if I'm buying an Anaconda, it's because I'm planning on making a trip. I don't know how far. The thing is, I don't think I fully engineered my Anaconda on PS4. So I could probably engineer this Explorer to have better jump range than what I had in my Anaconda before. Now I would actually I'd be better off. It's more maneuverable. It's easier to land on a planet if that's what I want to do. I haven't done that on this trip yet, but easier to do so than Anaconda. Turns better.
Fuel scooping.
I know it's not as sleek and cool looking. But I don't know.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Just close to less than 100. Again, the goal is to see how far I can make for my youngest.
2, 1.
If I had more people in chat, and if I knew how to, I'd put up a poll. How far? How many jumps to be left to Colonia?
Fuel scooping.
What I don't know is they're probably like I'm plotting my demise.
Warning. Temperature critical. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Again, I do wish everybody a good morning. I hope everybody is healthy and safe.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Making it the best they can in these circumstances that have gripped the world. Shit.
Fuel scooping.
Let's see what my delay was on Twitch. Not that bad.
Fuel
That
scoop
shit.
disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Well, I'm gonna find a star, but that's why I hate Singapore. So
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one.
the thing is, we will know when my children are awake. I can hear it. My house is an old house, so it shakes, creaks, and rumbles. People walk. Even though I'm on the third floor, you can hear it out in the basement, or at least feel it. Maybe it's a better term. Feel it.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Fuel scooping.
I'm gonna check this system just because there's one planet.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Big ass jump. You're such.
System scan
That's
complete.
two.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two,
With
one.
a couple hundred thousand. cup of coffee. Well, 30 minutes worth, I guess. This is how long it takes. I don't know.
4, 3, 2,
More makes good coffee. That I've gotten used to how my wife makes coffee. Probably the better analogy there.
fuel scooping,
Both bodies, we're gonna do the same. We're gonna check.
fuel scoop disengaged,
That go. Orbital path just ends. Orbital path just ends. Like, this has got to be the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Problem is, you cannot, like, there's no way to zoom further out there.
system scan complete, frameshift drive charging, four, three, two, one, engage, fuel scooping, fuel scoop
24 watt type
disengaged,
stars.
frameshift drive charging,
Probably not much of an accomplishment, but what it is.
four, three, two, one, engage, system scan complete, fuel scooping, fuel scoop disengaged, frameshift drive charging, four, three, two, one, engage,
Now, what's been really cool is I have several friends of mine on Facebook who I played this game with on PS4, and several of them I made long trips with them to go out in tandem. Sometimes jumping together, um, sometimes kind of doing it
fuel
when
scoop,
we each had time. Um, and so they would see my pictures I'd post to Instagram, on Facebook, or I guess a couple of people saw it on Twitter. It brought back memories for both of us. So it was pretty cool. Did
Fuel scoop
a lot of
disengaged.
exploration on PS4.
Frameshift drive
Um,
charging.
but again, I think when I stopped playing on PS4 was right before they made the changes to how exploration works and stuff like that. Um, and I think the changes that they've made,
Three,
they
two, one.
it make it a lot faster simply because you can sit basically in one spot unless the star obscures where you're trying the planet or body you're trying to scan. And then you can make a determination whether or not you want to go map it. And that's really time consuming part.
Fuel scooping. Warning. Temperature critical. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
So I think that's one of the reasons why this trip, at least for me, it's felt like it's going a lot faster. Um,
4, 3,
and I think the first time I went, the stagger, like a 35 jump up figure. It's times, good times. Back when we can only plot 1,000 light years at a time.
fuel scooping. Fuel scoop
Get to
disengaged.
have
Frameshift drive
100,
charging.
100 bookmarks. You couldn't have that many um, just to make a trip. From the bubble anywhere.
3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
I'm about 90 jumps to Colonia. Again, my goal was to try to make it before my kids woke up, my youngest kids, but that's not going to happen.
Fuel scoop
Um,
disengaged.
not too far.
Frameshift drive charging.
Um, it's been a fun trip so far. Went from the bubble to Black Treasure, Black Hole, um, Black and Green, Great Annihilator, Sage, and back to then to Colonia.
3, 2,
Yeah, I feel you. Like I haven't. I need to go in and do some mining to make some credits. Um, that's kind of what I'm debating with myself when I get back. What do I want to buy? Do I want to buy a ship for mining, or do I want to try to do something else for exploration? I'm kind of when I played this on PS4, which is where most of my hours in Elite Dangerous are. Um, I did a lot of exploration, like a ton, and I did the natural progression Asp Explorer to
warning.
Anaconda and
Critical.
et cetera,
Fuel
et
scoop
cetera.
disengaged.
But I don't know if I really care to do that on PC,
Frameshift
just
drive
because
charging.
I've flown it and I've done it and I like it, but I don't really need it. So I'm debating what my next steps are going to be.
3, 2, 1.
That sucks, man. That sucks. Type 9's expensive, especially if you fully kit it out. And if you had cargo, even worse.
System scan complete.
That is that is the number one unwritten.
Warning.
Well, don't
Temperature
buy either,
detected.
because if you buy it, then you gotta fly it, right? I mean, if you buy it, well, you don't have to fly it, I suppose. You can hop back into the ship that you were in
Frameshift
before you
drive
bought it.
charging.
But I've seen people, I've known people who had never lost a ship before ever, and then
Three, two,
they're like, I don't need a rebuy. I don't need a rebuy. I don't need the insurance. Good. I'm good. I'm good. Buy a ship, literally go out and just because of some freak, something, especially before a massive, supposedly quote unquote fix the jump into the middle of the star thing. Um, go out, jump into the middle of the star, don't have any heat
scan
sinks, can't get
complete.
out, and then you're screwed. And
Fuel scooping complete.
86, but 100% spot on. Oops, wrong button.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two,
The Anaconda's nice. The problem with the Anaconda, problems I have with the Anaconda. First, you get it kind of completely fully kitted out for exploration. You're going to spend about 250 mil, which for some people is a drop in the bucket. Not a big deal. Um, where is
fuel
plane?
scooping.
Um, it's obviously a large ship, so you can only land it on a station with large pads. Which again, if you're using it for exploration, is not a big deal. Um,
Fuel
the
scooping
other problem is that
complete.
it handles terribly.
Frameshift drive
Um,
charging.
it's not as bad as like the Cutter, but I mean, you get used to it, but it's pretty. I remember the first time I launched out with an Anaconda and I was fuel scooping. I'm just like, oh my god, dude, crashed me into the car, or I can only fuel scoop for like 5 seconds because I can't turn it. You learn, obviously. Um, and the other thing about it is, like, yeah, if you fully, well, that was my next point, was the jump range was like,
Fuel scooping.
so without the Guardian FSD booster, you can get an Anaconda into the 70s. You can get an Aspects into the 60s.
Fuel
With the
scooping
Guardian FSD
disengaged.
booster, the Anaconda obviously can go in the 80s. It's fully engineered, fully
Frameshift
maximized
drive
into the
charging.
80s with the Anaconda. And with the Asp Explorer, which is of course the medium ship, which is what I'm using right now, um, it's also a lot cheaper. You can get into the 70s.
Four,
Granted, 10
three,
light years
two,
over
one.
20,000 light years saves you a lot of jumps, no doubt. Hands down, saves you a shit ton of jumps. Um, and I'm not trying to discourage you from buying Anaconda because I think the Anaconda's it's one of my favorite ships in the game. But
Fuel
you can
scooping.
still do a lot with exploration, etc. Without it. I've seen people, at least on Coriolis, get a Diamondback Explorer into the 70s. I just don't like the Explorer. Um,
Fuel
Mainly because of
scoop
the fuel scoop.
disengaged.
That is one good thing about the Anaconda. The fuel scoop is massive. You can get, I think, get the 8 fuel scoop on it or 7,
Frameshift
whatever,
drive
and
charging.
it's instantaneous.
Four, three, two, one. Engage.
But now that you've got me thinking about it, kind of want to get another anaconda. As I'm trying to talk myself out of it at the same time.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
At the end of the day, though, you have to fly what you want to fly. If you want to fly a condo, go for it.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
4, 3, 2, 1.
T9, though's got to be a hard ship to have to learn that lesson on. Man,
System
did you have it? How
complete.
much did you put into it?
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two,
Right on. What made you want to mine with the T9 over the Python? Just curious.
fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And if I may ask, how did you lose it?
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
Well, at least you didn't do something like I would have done, which would be like flying to a star because you wasn't paying
Frameshift drive
attention.
charging.
Which I did when I first started on this trip out of Ix. I was literally just outside the bubble and wasn't paying attention and flew too close.
4, 3, 2,
Luckily, of course, I brought heat sinks, but still, you do it that close or that soon out of your trip, you kind of get worried that you're going to do it again.
fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive
That
charging.
is terrible. Fine Waffle, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I need to. Now that I'm on PC, I need to like watch a video or read a Reddit post or something about how to change it to blue,
Frameshift
just
drive
so it's a little bit
charging.
more pleasing to the eye. Ah, I know that feeling. I know that feeling.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And there's that part of me that kind of wants to keep it orange to stand in solidarity with console brethren who can't change their HUD. I agree. I think it should be a thing. I think you should be able to change the color of your HUD. Even if they made you buy it with the ARX currency, like
Fuel
like
scooping.
500 ARX currency or something to change the color of your HUD, I'd be down for that.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Because you can get 400 in a week, easy. A week and a half of playtime, you could change the color of your HUD. I'd be down for that. But I'm kind of surprised they haven't done something like that.
Fuel scooping.
Yep.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one.
Well, I mean, yeah, I could see how that could be an issue. Um, but then again, they could also just patch the game.
Fuel scooping.
They could patch the game to where that file couldn't be changed. I mean, because there's people who stream the game for the devs. There's devs who change the HUD as well. So I don't think they would ban people. I just think they'd have to change the game files in an update or something. Um,
Fuel scoop disengaged.
I'm not a game developer, so I don't know how easy or how difficult that would be. But my assumption would be that it wouldn't be too difficult. During the fact that we can actually go in there on PC and change it with no problem. I would assume that it would be something that they would be able to regulate, if they so desired.
3, 2, 1.
But you're right. I think it would be an easy way for them to make money, especially for people who don't realize how easy it is to make arcs in the game. Um, I'm assuming, and of course, this is me assuming it works the same way on console. That you can get up to 400 in a week.
Fuel scooping.
Um,
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
yeah. So
Four, three, two, one.
I think I'm starting to hear little feet upstairs. Maybe not. Maybe that was my heater.
Disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Nice.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I watched a video of some guy doing backflipping boost out of the mail slot. I think it was on Reddit. It's pretty funny.
Fuel scooping.
Well, hopefully we'll see it this morning. Um,
Fuel scoop disengaged.
that
Frameshift
may
drive
depend on my
charging.
children and my wife. Um, we're about 70. Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
We should be able to get there.
Fuel scooping.
I'll just have to promise to make breakfast or something.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scooping.
Yeah, up early.
Fuel
Usually they don't
scooping
wake up till around
complete.
6:30. It's
Warning.
about 6:12 here,
Temperature
so
critical. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three,
Lagoon
two,
sector's nice.
one. Engage.
Beagle Point, Beagle Point's a trip. I did it. That's what that was the trip I bought the Anaconda for.
Fuel scooping.
Went to Beagle Point, went to the treehouse, just above Beagle Point. Um, it was fun. It was long. And it was tedious, especially the coming back part because you get out there and you're 60,000 light years
Fuel
away
scoop
from Seoul,
disengaged.
and you're like, oh, it's not
Frameshift
so
drive
bad. And then you
charging.
realize you got to go back, and you're like, oh, shit, gotta go back. And that was actually on that trip, PS4. I went I went back via Colonia,
Two,
and I
one.
stopped playing for about a year, and I came back, and for whatever reason, I decided to finally come back and make it back to the bubble, and have a video of me docking
System scan complete.
or trying to dock in an anaconda going through a mail slot on my YouTube, and pretty funny because I couldn't make it through the mail slot.
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Well, the problem with that is you lose all that exploration data, all that money. Even if you don't actually scan anything, you're getting 2 to 5,000 per system. You do it 2,000. You think about, which is that?
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
That's a lot of credits to give up, especially
Frameshift
for that long of a
drive
trip.
charging.
Say if you're averaging,
2, 1, engage.
I mean, it's only 2 million, I guess. Yeah, black and green. Um, we hit that on the way to Sagittarius A,
Fuel scooping.
along with the red annihilator. Before that, I hit the black treasure black hole, which is purple. That's actually pretty cool. So I went from the bubble to black treasure to black and green, red annihilator,
Disengage.
Sagittarius A. Now there's a station right outside Sagittarius A. I'm in a system. Pretty cool.
Frameshift drive charging.
Um, black and green is probably my favorite.
3, 2, 1,
Um,
engage.
let me show you. Let me show you once I jump in here. Great Annihilator is just Great Annihilator. That's what the system's called. It used to be called something else way back when, but the devs changed it to Great Annihilator.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
This one, Krakoa FL-P E5-4. That's Black Treasure. You see where it is. Bubbles down here. Black Treasure's right there. And then Rogia MH-5 E2-1763 is black and green. If I fall into a planet, it's your fault. I'll lose 83 million, 84 million credits worth of exploration data. If Hold on.
charging.
I'll make it easy for you.
Four, three, two, one. Fuel scooping.
Oh, come on.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
That's Black Treasure.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one.
And that's Black and Green.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one.
That help? No problem. Again, Black and Green is my favorite. Every time I make a trip in that direction, I have to stop in Black and Green.
Fuel
And again, Great Annihilator is just Great Annihilator.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Fuel scooping.
Hold on.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
There.
Four, three, two, one.
Yep.
Fuel scooping.
Absolutely, man. If you hold on. That's my PSN.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Feel free to send me a request,
Frameshift drive charging.
friend request.
Four, three, two, one. Fuel scooping.
I get PSN notifications. I do get PSN notifications on my phone.
Warning, temperature critical. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Yep, so that's my personal Discord. Or my community Discord, which my community is really, really violent. I got a couple guys in there. We talk about Elite Dangerous and other games. My gaming clan's actually a gaming clan I'm a part of. We have a separate Discord, but the community as a whole focuses on games like Destiny, Division 2, Monster Hunter World, that sort of thing. But the Discord is my awesome. Welcome.
Disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
At the very least, I try to post relevant information. Really dangerous in my Discord and other stuff. Yeah, I put in probably about, I don't know, 1,200 hours in Destiny 1. I put in close to 2,000 in Destiny 2. Most of us play on PC. We actually do have a presence on PS4. That's where we all started. And of course cross save and cross save. Yeah, it's really cool. The closer you get to the center of the galaxy, Sagittarius A, the star field, how it fills up is really cool. And of course, as you get closer to the bubble, it starts to get less and less.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
My 2-year-old is humming "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star" in the background. 54 jumps. And my kids wake up early. At least my youngest ones do. My youngest kids wake up really early, because they like to see me go to work. I'm off today. My older kids, they like to stay in bed. And we homeschool, so they can kind of do that.
Fuel scooping.
Yeah, I was looking at that when I first came back, and I'm like, wow. Like, I remember on PS4, I had all the nameplates I don't remember how I got them. I didn't buy them. I don't think I bought them. Maybe I did. I don't remember.
Frameshift
Then I'll go
charging.
arcs. Even the nameplates, 2100. That's all I really want is nameplates. And I wouldn't mind maybe having some colors.
4, 3, 2, 1.
You have to buy paint jobs for each ship, which kind of sucks. But you got to make your money, I guess.
Fuel scooping.
Well, I'll definitely have to keep an eye out.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
What about a new character?
Fuel scooping.
Ah,
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four,
one of
three,
the things I'm gonna have to do when I get back to the bubble is learn how to dock again. I've been running with the auto dock because the game kind of just gives it to you. Um, it's a lot less stressful. It's a lot slower. I'm gonna have to learn how to dock again. How you doing, Renegade? Good
fuel
morning.
scooping.
Yep, trusty aspects. Um, Old Faithful. Old Faithful.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I feel you dying. Feel you. Yeah, the aspects treated me well when I was playing on PS4. Treated me well so far on PC.
Four,
Can't
three,
complain.
two, one. Engage.
Accidentally, quote unquote, right?
Fuel scooping.
The best is when you go into a station Meant to put down your landing gear and you accidentally hit boost. Mine. Those diamonds aren't going to sell themselves.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1.
I think my record is 8. I have a video of that somewhere. Um, Before I changed my controller bindings on PS4, where I accidentally hit boost instead of the landing gear, and I was going into a station. I just made it through the mail slot. I hit boost, and then it was hang on for the rod. Oh, so now all my young kids are awake. I can hear them. The younger ones are going to head in here. Yep. There's little Nikki. The boo boo.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Boobers. So close. I knew 6:30. I knew 6:30 was my cutoff. Like I knew that's when they were gonna make their way down here. But I just had to stop and scan some systems. So it might get a little bit giggly in here a little bit.
Fuel scooping.
Star again. Yep. That's the yellow star. That is right. And now it looks orange. I'm just over 40, I believe. 46.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
We'll make it this morning, even if I have to make it up to my wife later.
2, 1. Engage.
That was a star.
System scan complete.
Now I have my backseat pilot. My wife's convinced if I could somehow incorporate my children into my stream,
Disengaged.
I could start to make money.
Charging.
I think she's just trying to pawn them off on me while I'm streaming.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't usually use the webcam for Elite Dangerous, but when I'm playing Destiny and stuff like that, I use the webcam. And they always like to see their face
Fuel scooping.
on the Quran, right? That isn't that where people mine diamonds? I don't know. I've never really haven't mined that much. It's been forever since I have actually.
Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one.
Like a guy who joined my Discord. He just started playing.
System scan
He
complete.
kept giving me updates once he started mining. Once he started mining, and like he started mining in a small ship, and then literally like an hour later, he's like, "Oh yeah, I just bought a whatever," and then like an hour after that, he's like, "Oh, I just bought an
Fuel
anaconda,
scooping
fully
complete.
kitted out for mining." I'm like,
Frameshift drive charging.
at least with bounty hunting, it feels like you're doing something other than just sitting there and throwing limpets,
4,
firing a
3,
laser beam at a
2,
rock. So
1.
I can see the appeal for sure. Yeah, man, diamonds over 100 million an hour.
Fuel scooping.
The only thing that can touch it is doing passenger missions between Sothis and Ceos. You do it like in an Orca or a Beluga or whatever, the one that can take all the high price
Fuel
premium
scoop
passenger
disengaged.
cabins and go back and forth.
Frameshift drive charging.
I just like to explore. Same here, Renegade. Same here.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I would do a YouTube video on how to make money, but two things: there's plenty of YouTube videos out there by people who are far more knowledgeable than I am, and B, I suck at making YouTube videos. So
Fuel scooping.
Jesus.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I like to make my money the slow and painful way, which is exploration.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Trying to think what I used to
Fuel
stack. I think
scooping.
it was the planetary. When I was doing rep grinds on PS4. It was the planetary scan missions or whatever it was. Well,
Fuel
the good
scooping
thing about shooting
complete.
rocks is like you're one of those gamers who just like to watch Netflix while you're doing mind-numbing things. You can put on Netflix and do
Frameshift
mind-numbing
drive charging.
rock shooting.
4, 3,
Now
2,
that I'm playing on PC,
1.
I really want to play it in VR. Like I really, there's a huge part of me. When I was playing on PS4, I was hoping that they would make it compatible with the VR, but of course they didn't. Um, but now that I'm playing on PC and I know I have the rig that can handle it,
Fuel scooping.
um,
System scan complete.
there's a big part of me that wants to play in VR. To do that, of course, I'd have to convince my wife to let me buy the VR setup, but which that's not happening
Fuel
anytime soon.
scooping complete.
But there's a big part of me that wants to play it in VR.
Frameshift drive charging.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard, like 100%. That's better than Destiny 2 being just a bounty sim. Well, now everybody's mining. So, like, I wonder if it's going to change the economy because now people are like, people who really want those fleet carriers, they're like mining hardcore. Um, because you need the 5 billion to buy it, and then you need however much to maintain it per
Frameshift
week.
drive charging.
And so, like, the amount of people mining skyrocketed because people know that they need cash. Most people who were mining before don't need the cash because they have everything and they just have as many credits as they have. But now everybody's like, I gotta have the credits, gotta have the credits. So I wonder if it's going to change the economy in the game. That'll be just my luck. I'll get back to the bubble. There'll be
System
economic
scan
update,
complete.
and
Fuel scooping.
the low temperature diamonds will be worth. Yeah, I know. I was looking at Anara, another Discord I'm a part of for the squadron I'm in. I was looking at Anara and they were talking about that, I think last night. And I'm just sitting here flying,
Disengage.
jumping system to
Frameshift
system,
drive
scanning planets,
charging.
man. That's all I'm doing. What I'm good at.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
Good luck.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Those pesky
Frameshift
pirates.
drive charging.
You learned your lesson, dying.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I like it a lot. I like exploring. Um, I don't miss like you. I don't. The empty jumps can get tedious
Frameshift
too
drive
soon.
charging. Fuel
Um,
scooping.
and usually, like if I'm playing
Frameshift
off
drive
stream,
charging.
I'll actually scan every system. Um, on stream, I either just check for water and ammonia worlds,
4, 3,
or if I feel like I'm good enough,
engage.
um, money wise, I'll just jump. And right now, I think I have enough in my data banks to hit elite in exploration in just over 50 total hours of gameplay on PC. That's kind of my goal is to hit it in 60. I think I'm going to hit it in about 52. We'll know when
System
we get to
scan
Colonia.
complete. Fuel scooping.
But the good thing about doing this is and it's one thing I've noticed about Elite Dangerous in general, like I can actually interact if I have people chatting. Um,
Fuel scoop disengaged.
while I'm playing
Frameshift
some
drive
games that I
charging.
play, stream like Destiny 2 or even Monster Hunter World or something like that. It's hard for me to pay attention to chat, but I could do it in Elite Dangerous with no problem.
4,
cockpit switch system. Meaning like your hard point stuff, or like we press a button to bring up other stuff. Well, analysis mode, that's what I'm in right now. So you have, let's see.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different now. This is the update, I guess, from a year ago, a little over a year ago.
4, 3, 2, 1.
It took me a while to get used to it as well. And where I really noticed it was when I was in an SRV on Dav's Hope getting materials for engineering. Double.
Fuel scooping.
Right. The only scanner you would have to buy separate is the surface scanner.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Which I believe you want for mining, and of course you want it for exploration. And now what you do, instead of having to go to each planet to scan the surface to see what it is,
4,
you basically
2,
scoop your star onto a full stop. You bring up what's called the FSS. You can find each planet, scan the surface, and then you can decide if you want to go do a planetary, if you want to go map the planet, which is what you use your surface scanner for. Like right now, I'm doing the D scanner.
system scan.
This isn't a good spot to do it.
Fuel scooping.
We'll look at it in the next system. We'll probably be planet.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
It's a lot better for exploration because you don't actually have to fly to every planet in the system. Yeah, and it's real easy. Like the probes are easy. Basically, um, the probe thing's easy. The only time it becomes a little bit difficult is if you have a big planet. If you're trying to get it within the efficiency, so you get max money for it. But yeah, we have 4. I can show you. Scoop the star. And you can actually engineer your surface scanner for your probes have a better percentage for how much they gather.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
So come to a full stop. Enter in. Your gas giants are up here. Icy bodies. High metal content worlds. Find the spot. Bam. Zoom in. That's all you have to do. That's the old surface scan. And EDSM is telling me I should go map that one. Let's map it. Yeah. Now we'll go to it's 7. How's it going? Good morning. That's the high metal content. Oh, Renegade, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. So you can scan every single planet like you used to do a surface scan, having to go to each one. You can do it all from right there. The only thing is the star might obscure um it, so you might have to move a little bit. But you can scan every planet and get the surface scan value for those, um, just like that. To get the big value from the planet, you have to actually go map it, which is the probe minigame. Vasil, just over 50 this aspects. And obviously, if you get close to planets, it'll automatically do the surface scan, or it'll discover them for you. I'll say this one's got rings. This is going to be fun to probe. So the ring planets can be a pain to probe just because the rings get in the way. You might have to back out and kind of turn. Go out of range. Alright, so for the surface scan, what I usually do, I got 7 probes. I want to come about right here. That that uh that white marker is the horizon. So I want to come just past the horizon, start getting the back to the top. I usually go just below the horizon. But if you don't have the engineered, you might want to go at the horizon. I'm trying to avoid the rings too. I got 7 probes to get within efficiency. So I'll probably just shoot.
Surface scanned
52.
by 50%.
Oh, we're good. So I'll just shoot right in the middle. Once you get to 90%, it'll auto complete to 100. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so much faster now. So much faster, so much better.
Surface scan.
And then for good measure, hit the ring.
Surface scan complete.
That's it. All right, I'm going to be right back. Give me a minute, and we'll continue on the way to Colonia. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Several jumping like 500 times before you get to your destination.
Frameshift
I
drive.
think I think everything in this game can eventually drive you insane if you're not careful.
Four, three, two, one. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one.
Yeah, I was going back speaking about how new school exploration versus old school exploration. I was going back and looking at my first long trips when I was playing on PS4, 2 years ago and a year ago. Um, and the amount of time I spent
Scooping.
going into the system map once you honked, seeing if there was a world that looked good,
Fuel scoop disengaged.
and then traveling to that planet to
Drive
scan it,
charging.
traveling to the next planet to scan it, and then you just getting tired of it, and so you just kept skipping worlds. Versus now, where you basically come in, you honk, then you go into that FSS thing.
Three,
You can
two,
sit there literally and scan an entire system in just a minute or so, and unless it's like 50, I mean, even I think I timed myself on one that had 60 objects. It took me 3 minutes, and a couple times was because a little bit longer because I had to move around the star a little bit because the star was obscuring
system
the
scan
object, the planet,
complete. Fuel scooping.
and so much faster. And of course, if you're on PC and you have one of the you have a little app that monitors what you're doing and sends data to EDSM or something like that, it'll tell you whether or not you want to map it. So it's even better. It's like it's even faster.
Frameshift
But even on
drive
console, I
charging.
can imagine how much quicker it is. Obviously, if it's a water world or an ammonia world, and of course, if it's a terraformable, metal or rock world, then you want to go do it too for sure. But so much better. Still mind numbing, but not as not as mind numbing.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
Pretty closer than I thought.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one.
That 22 dying or 227?
Fuel
or
Fuel scooping.
22K. But oh, gotcha, gotcha.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
About another 20 minutes or so, we'll be at we'll be to Colonia. Again, the second leg of my planned out journey will be complete. The third leg brings us back to
Three, two,
the bubble,
one. Engage.
but we're gonna hit a couple different nebulas. Um, one being the bubble nebula, before we get back to the bubble. And my obligatory Beetlejuice stop is
Fuel
it's
scooping.
my kid's favorite star. And again, once I get back, I got to figure out what I want to do. Do I want to go mining?
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Do I want to
Frameshift drive charging.
fit out an anaconda? Do I just want to try to extend this jump range on the aspects? I do have to get the Guardian FSD booster. That's one thing I really have to do. That'll probably be the first priority. And I'll probably actually work on some Federation rep and rank just because I don't have any right now because I just basically went out and started exploring from the get go. So I want access to Soul.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
But I haven't quite figured out
Temperature critical.
what I want to do
Fuel
first when I get
scooping
back.
complete.
Beyond get the Guardian FSD booster.
Frameshift drive
That's going to be a
charging.
must.
Four, three, two, one. Engage. System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Diane, are you a Final Fantasy fan? Are you involved in the hype around the remake of Final Fantasy VII? Oh man, only played 15.
Disengaged.
Sorry.
Frameshift drive charging.
Um, I grew up playing role-playing games, so and I'm old enough to remember the first Final Fantasy on the original Nintendo.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
And my father loved Dragon Quest slash Dragon Warrior games and the Final Fantasy games. So he would buy them on release day.
Fuel scooping.
15 was all right.
Fuel scooping complete.
It was definitely a different experience for long time Final Fantasy fans. Um, and I didn't like all the changes they made
3, 2, 1.
personally, but I know a lot of people who really enjoyed how combat worked, and of course graphically it was great. Story was okay, in my opinion. Um,
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete.
I think the rest of my children are
Frameshift drive charging.
Olympic game. So can you? That was the question I never got answered. Again, I'm not. I've never really mined that much. Um, can you not bring resources to craft more limpets, or is it something that you always have to go back and buy?
Fuel scooping.
Gotcha.
Fuel scooping complete.
Yeah, I can see how that'd be a
Drive
pain.
charging.
And I'm assuming the higher class, higher number Olympic controller you can buy, the more limpets you have.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Gotcha.
System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Ah,
Drive
all
charging.
right. And it's the cargo space that you need then. That's why you were mining in the T9 earlier.
4,
I'm learning. See,
2.
I'm learning. Bad habit of keeping the check to see how many jumps I have left.
Frameshift drive charging.
14.
4, 3, 2, 1. Fuel scooping.
Sounds like a good problem to have, Yada.
Disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1.
One 100%.
System scan complete.
100%.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Like you had to ask. Miss Baron. Boring. Boring. I don't know how you say it. I'm telling you, man, with the fleet cruiser things coming out and everybody pushing diamonds, I think it's going to crash that market.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it's going to happen right when I get back to the bubble, right when I outfit a mining ship. It's gonna that market's gonna be crashed. Always my luck.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
That is true, and there's a lot of spots that take them.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1.
8 more jumps.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
I had to mute for a second. One of my kids isn't very happy.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage. System scan complete. Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
5 more jumps. I don't know. I don't know
3,
if I could bring myself to call the fuel rats if I was in the bubble. Then again, if I had a buttload of diamonds, I might.
fuel scooping.
Only thing about having a lot of kids, when they first wake up, they're really, really loud. Now I think the whole family's awake. Hear them.
Fuel scooping.
What are you flying, Yada?
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Here we go.
Frameshift
Last jump.
drive charging.
Python.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And that fourth one got you.
Fuel scooping.
Ooh.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Sorry, I was muted. I knew it was this. I knew it was in this direction. I just couldn't remember. See if I get interdicted. I always get interdicted going into the Jacques station. At least I did on PS4. I don't know if it's going to happen on here or not. Even though all I'm carrying is exploration data. I have arrived. And the second leg of my long journey is almost complete. I swear, on PS4, every time I came to Colonia, I got interdicted every single time coming into the Jacques station. It doesn't look like a ship's coming behind me, so I should be good. Oh, that's why I play in a private group. God, if you're asking me, I'm on PC.
Docking request granted.
And because I'm weak, I've only been playing about 50 hours on PC. I'm going to Autodock.
Scan detected. Landing gear deployed. Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
See how long this takes. Shouldn't take as long as it did when I hit the station just outside Sagittarius A. Congratulations! I'd help you out myself, but I'm a little far away from you. Cue the elevator music, old music.
Incoming message.
There it is. For that one from Sage to Colonia was 250. I was able to do cartographic data at the station. There's a station right outside of Sage, and so I had roughly 190 million from the bubble to Sage, and that was just over 90. So not bad, not bad at all. Um, that and that.
Hull repaired.
So I'm happy. Um, just to let you know, we're going. The next leg is to here. Then down here, and then we're gonna go see the bubble nebula. Then we'll head back to the bubble, and then I got to figure out what I'm gonna do. If I'm gonna just do keep exploration, if I'm gonna buy an anaconda, if I'm gonna buy a python and mine, or if I'm just gonna focus on doing some rep because I don't have any. I don't like I said I've been playing for between 50 and 60 hours now on PC, and that's basically where I'm at, which is terrible. Only permit I have, it's not registered, but it'll register when I log out. But I've got to go. I've got to get off. Got to help the wife with the children and all that stuff. I really appreciate all y'all who stopped in to watch. I appreciate those who have followed. I really appreciate it. I normally stream at night, um, but this was fun, and again, I appreciate it. Thanks for keeping me company, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day or evening, depending upon where you're at. And hopefully, we'll see you again soon. Thank you.